What's up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now, unfortunately, you guys know I hate GoPros, and well, here we are with another video that GoPro decided to not record some of the audio on. So don't worry, the audio comes back in at some point, but for now, you get Ryan's stupid voiceovers, which some of you guys actually don't mind. Anyways, we are headed out today to hopefully regrade, or pave, I should say, our road. If you guys remember last time, we were supposed to get like a ton of truckloads. We didn't end up with that many. We ended up with like 7, which didn't get us very far. Today, we are hoping for much more. We've been promised much more. So we got all the space right here to put it. Hopefully they give us some more. Let's send the drone up and check out their road operation. It's pretty impressive. All right, so we have first truck right there behind me, you can see, and then right behind him, you'll see here in a second, we actually have truck number 2 showing up, which is awesome. So we get him backed up on down the road. We'll get our first load dumped. I should probably make some dump truck noises. That's the sound of the asphalt coming out of the back of the truck. Now you will see, we are still getting big chunks. Obviously, when they're grinding it up, that's just how the grinder is. And these chunks are not fun to work with, but what are we gonna do? You know, we kind of got to deal with it. Here goes truck number 2. His stuff's looking a little more ground up, and you'll see in the drone footage, they're using 2 grinders side by side to basically get the full width of the road. And then because I got bored waiting for James to come out with a skip loader, we did some off-roading in the Bronco. So James showed up in the skip loader this time. Number 1, the grader isn't here, but number 2, we're not sure if we're gonna get a ton of material this time. And if you remember last time, like unless you have an absolute ton of material, using the grader doesn't work that well. And basically what our goal today is, as you can see behind me there's a hill that goes up, and anytime it rains, that hill just basically washes out, and you get this big old like rut right down the center. Like it's pretty gnarly. I mean, we're talking 2 foot deep on a good rain. So our goal today is to at least get all these asphalt millings up to the top of that hill, and hopefully this section of the road will handle water a lot better. Now here you can see where those big chunks are actually kind of getting in the way here. So anytime the box scraper on the back of the skip loader grabs it, you'll see it'll just like drag a big chunk through, and it essentially creates ruts. It's not fun to work with. Let me tell you, it takes a lot of back and forth, and then sometimes you'll get it like perfect. You do one more pass, and then like you can see right there, you end up with a bunch of ruts dug in because all it takes is 1 piece to screw it up. Here we got truck number 3 showing up, and that was me slapping my butt, which if you guys don't know, that's a universal sign for you need to back in. So we got him backed in here. Now we were told we're gonna be getting about 8 trucks round tripped. I don't know if that's true, but we're gonna find out. Also, I'm pointing out how funny it is that on the back of dump trucks, they always have a sign that says, stay back 200 feet, not responsible for broken windshields. Here's a little secret, guys. That's not true. Granted, it would be hard to prove they broke your windshield, but they're responsible. But it's kind of one of those things. Put it on there, somebody's gonna get a broken windshield and think, oh darn, I can't do anything about it. And well, we have truck number 4. So far we're looking good, guys. We've gotten more than half of what we had last time, and this is only in the first like 30, 45 minutes. Now there's 2 ways to get out here. There's a really long way, and then there's a shortcut road. If you guys remember last time, the shortcut road's like 1 mile. The long way is a lot more than that. So I told one of the drivers to let everybody know, because he came in the long way, that there's a shortcut, and something told me he didn't tell anybody. So, oh, and here's a dead snake. So I decided to go chase down that last trucker, and sure enough, he was about to take the long way. So jumped in the Bronco, told him follow me, and I'm showing him which way is the shortcut. And here comes another truck down the shortcut. I mean, their turnaround times are getting pretty quick, which is good, but scary. So right here is where the shortcut leads out, which is exactly where they're working. And I'm coming back in. I'm following these two trucks. For some reason, they decided to not back in. They went a little rogue on this dump, but regardless, we're waiting for them. Good news is, though, we get to see my little turnaround that we dug out last time, and it is working great. So I'm racing over to James's right now to grab the wheel loader because we got so many trucks coming so quick that we just can't keep up, and we got to be able to move these piles out of the road for neighbors and for the trucks. And there is that big, beautiful wheel loader. Just look at it compared to the size of the Bronco. Like, the Bronco looks like it's the size of the freaking bucket on this wheel loader. This thing is so rad. And James has been, like, working his butt off. Look how much he got spread already in the time it took me to go get the wheel loader. It's a lot of material. So we've got it all pretty much knocked down, waiting for the next batch of trucks, and oh, look at that, we found a reflector. We'll save that, and then you know, we'll glue that in the middle of the road one of these days. And just like that, we've got the trucks round tripping again. I believe this is truck number 7. Don't quote me on that, but things are looking pretty good, and he's got a good mix of DG in there, so looks like whoever paved the road before these guys came and ground it up went a little thin in that spot. So I'm assuming they set their depth on their grinder to a certain depth, and if there's 2 inches of asphalt, it's going to take up 2 inches of asphalt. If there's 1 inch of asphalt and 1 inch of DG, that's what's going to get brought up. So we're moving mountains of material here with the wheel loader, just trying to help James out. I'm spreading it ahead of him. It's not that easy to grade with the wheel loader. I feel like I started getting a little bit better by the end of this video, but for now, I'm just kind of spreading it out and letting James do all the work with the box scraper or the Gannon, depending on what you want to call it, which actually does a really good job of flattening out stuff like this. And it is quite the game of don't hit each other on this narrow road, trying to squeeze by in the wheel loader and the skip loader there, but I think we did a pretty good job. And thankfully we had another little turnout right here, because it made it really easy. Now I'm taking you guys over to that rogue pile those 2 trucks dumped for some reason. They thought right there was cool. Regardless, I mean, we hope to get up to this point today, if not a little bit further. So hopefully that pile works out. At least they kept it off to the side, so we don't really need to move it right now. But I feel like since we're waiting for another batch of trucks, I'll get in the wheel loader and just kind of spread it out. Again, kind of hard to grade in a wheel loader, but I think I got it down pretty good. And I consider this about good enough, and we'll let James come over and kind of fine tune it in the skip loader. Now, at this point, we realized that where they were grinding the road, they basically ground past where our shortcut was. So you can no longer take our shortcut, and that adds a significant amount of time, like at least 30 to 45 minutes of driving for them to get the material out here. And we're thinking there's no way they're gonna keep making this trip now, because it's gotta make sense for them fuel-wise and time-wise as well. And well, much to my surprise, guys, we had another truck show up. So we kind of figured this was going to be their test truck. They were going to send him the long way and see if, you know, time-wise, I know they time these trucks going and coming back. If this truck can make it back in time, because again, they can't stop road grinding. They have to constantly have trucks there. Then they're going to continue to send them. But trust me, we did not think they were going to continue. And I'll be damned, they continued. So this is truck number 2 since they closed off the shortcut, or I guess blocked it off because they ground out the whole asphalt from it. But we know that trucks typically come in 2s, if not 4s. Oh, hey, and now the GoPro wanted to start recording audio. Look at all of this glorious material we've got here. Just piles on piles on piles on piles. Let's do our best to knock it down and help James out. It looks like we're gonna make it to the top of that hill right there, which is what our goal was. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So much material in one grab here. I love it. Because we've got a lot to move. Okay, well, hopefully that footage didn't make you guys motion sick. You definitely bounce around a lot in this thing, especially when we're going over all these piles. This is a big old machine that doesn't have suspension on it. So we've got all those piles knocked down. Again, James doing a great job. We're almost at the top of the hill there, almost. I'm gonna be very surprised at this point. This is the first time that they had to make the long trip for all the trucks. I won't be surprised if we see more trucks. I sure hope we do. Alrighty, we are looking good. We are looking good. I mean, we are essentially, oh man, we're probably about 20 feet from being to where we need to be or where we would like to be. We'll see over under on getting more.
I don't know, I just had a missed call from him.
Uh-oh. I doubt it's like, hey man, I'm excited to send you 20 more trucks on this hour round trip. Nice guys, nice. We got another truck here. So we get to fill this gap between the road pile here and how far we've gotten. But I gotta say, these guys are troopers today. That drive is not fun. You guys can see this stuff is just not fun to spread. I mean, all these big chunks suck. Oh, things are working out mucho in our favor today. So I just jumped in the wheel loader, knocked down that pile, and well, truck number 2 is here. Like I said, they come in pairs. And he's down there right now getting turned around. We're gonna back him all the way up here. All right, this truck doesn't have lockers, so he's struggling a little bit, but he's got it. Oh, they come in 4s. I take that back. Oh, I'm so excited today, guys. So excited. All right, let's see if this guy can make it up the hill. The last guy we think had to engage his lockers to make it up. Stay steady, don't get stuck. There we go, there we go. He might already have his engaged. Oh, geez, we got another one backing up. All right, guys, we gotta move some material. We got a little traffic jam with some neighbors right now. Alrighty, let's get all these trucks knocked down here. So James is doing a great job here of working this material in, and the more he goes back and forth, grades it out, the better it is, and the more those big pieces break up. So he already did a ton of trips on this thing, and I mean, this is kind of the therapeutic part of tractor work, because you just kind of, it's like driving a Zamboni. Now, I'm sure James is not super stoked on it, because it has like half a seat on that skip loader, and you have to be turned around the whole time. He definitely took one for the team this day. Well, looks like we got us a FedEx van that wants to test out our road here. We'll see if this guy's as ballsy as the Amazon drivers out here that apparently don't come down my road. Now, mind you, all of this stuff is still pretty fluffed up and loose, and here's James letting me know that the FedEx driver's wheels were just spinning. And well, he decided to just hot dog it and go for it. You can see that thing bouncing around, and he really had to get on it to make it up there. But then you see the old little Subaru right here. No big deal. It's a real off-road machine. Look at that. No problemo. Just cruises. And alrighty, guys, we are pretty much wrapped up. We got about where we wanted to at the top of the hill, which is awesome, before they had to call it, because, well, everything that they grind out in one day has to, they have to repave. So they got to put all the stuff back, so they can only grind out as much as they know they can put back in a day. Now, the cool thing about asphalt millings is I just drove down this road right now, and you don't see a giant cloud of dust behind me. Any other part of the road, there would be a giant cloud of dust. Now, we want this to get worked in a couple more times here. We're gonna let everybody drive over it. The clumps will get broken up a little bit more, and then we're gonna run the box scraper over it a couple more times over the next couple of weeks here, and this thing should be all nice and dialed in. Biggest thing we're excited for is not having to hopefully come out here and repair this thing every time it rains and just washes and destroys this part of the road. So here we are checking out their work, all the fresh asphalt they laid down, and everything looks absolutely killer. Now, because they got one side of the road down, we have to follow this pilot car and you know, this little convoy of traffic here to be able to guide us down the wrong side of the road so we can get out of here. And here is their operation. Got a guy chilling in a roller here. Come around the corner. You can totally tell it's the end of the day. You'll see right here in a second. They are on the absolute last little piece here where they tie in with the old existing asphalt. And these guys laid down quite a bit in a day. Like I said, it is very, very impressive watching big asphalt operations like this go down. These guys got it down to a science for sure. Alrighty, guys, well, I sincerely apologize for having to do a voiceover over pretty much that entire video. I've mentioned in the past, man, I hate GoPros. I hate GoPros. We're on a GoPro 10. They put out so many models of GoPro, yet they can never get their software correct. They're laggy, they suck, they don't turn on half the time, they'll freeze a bunch. Unfortunately, I need them because they're so small and compact that it makes what I do easier, but there's just a giant headache that comes along with it, and apparently sometimes they just stop recording audio and it takes an entire factory reset of the GoPro to make it work again. It was my fault. I know these things are buggy. I should have checked, but we're on like essentially a brand new GoPro that has worked for the last 2 weeks because my one before that died. So a huge thank you to you guys that stuck it out for this video. And I also got to give a huge thank you to James. Without James, his know-how, his equipment, setting up for the asphalt millings to come out here, we definitely wouldn't have been able to do any of what we did yesterday, as well as the giant help that he is just to everybody out here. So huge thank you to James. But with that, we're going to wrap up as always. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com. We actually restocked a ton of our hats that you guys have been waiting for, so please go check those out. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.